I'll go first. First aid and cardiopulmonary resuscitation is a 4-hour-long class that doesn't sound fun to take. And it really isn't, but you never know when you may need it. Personally, I've had to use that training twice, and I think those painful 4 hours were obviously worth it in the end. Story 1. Learn to cook, and learn to cook at least 3 different meals well. You'll eat better and healthier as a bachelor, and you'll probably impress prospective partners. Story 2. Something that stuck with me the last time a similar question appeared here. You are waiting for nobody. There is nobody that is going to tell you to get off your ass and do whatever you need to do. You have to be the one to tell yourself to do whatever you need to do. Story 3. You have absolute control over how much other people bother you. Instead of just focusing on what they are saying or doing, practice identifying if what they are doing is something that interests or benefits you. If not, discard it as you would the buzzing of a fly. Your life will become much less stressful. Story 4. Pirates wore eye patches so when they boarded a ship, they could go below decks and already have an eye adjusted to darkness. They weren't all missing one eye. Story 5. No, seriously, you'd be surprised how much difference it makes. Those soaps that you use to wash your face are stripping away all the oils and ruining your moisture barrier. Avoid all face washes that are specifically marketed towards men. They seem to be rougher than usual. This is just one thing, but there is so much more to skincare, and it has literally changed the way I look and the way I look at myself since I started 2 years ago. Oh, and it's not feminine. Straight men also deserve to look nice. Story 6. Learn to sew. It will come in handy on many different occasions. It's just a matter of when. Understand the importance of carrying a pocket multi-tool. Odd, yes, but I found myself in crazy situations where the wire cutters, flat bar, and knife have basically saved my bacon. Story 7. Drop the ego, it gets in the way of learning. If you are not completely sure, either say what you think the answer is and let people know you are not completely sure. It saves you from looking like a fool. If you do not know, it is okay to say so. Your integrity only gets one chance. You cannot know everything. Story 8. Use a smaller roller after using a brush to paint any wall, windowsill, door, etc. This makes it much smoother and more covering, reducing one additional layer of paint at least. Story 9. Learn how to take care of yourself and take full responsibility for your actions. Learn to cook, clean, manage finances, have fun, and plan for the future. If you can do that, you'll be better able to make mistakes and recover in your life. Taking responsibility means learning from your mistakes and identifying your own shortcomings. When you overcome mistakes, you'll be equipped with the confidence to handle the next mistake or tragedy that befalls you. Story 10. Check your testosterone levels regularly once you reach the age of 18. Low testosterone may inhibit your growth and may cause lack of focus, depression, overweight, and other health-related issues. It is a simple blood test a urologist can do, and whether it is necessary to go on testosterone replacement therapy, or you can naturally fix it through weightlifting and other activities and avoiding soft plastics remains to be seen. I basically lost 5 to 7 years of my life to not knowing that I had an issue with testosterone production, which could have been avoided if someone had cared to check that. Story 11. Wash yourself thoroughly. Use your hand and clean the area with soap. It is not inappropriate if you're cleaning your own body. Just avoid inserting inappropriate objects. Story 12. Using mouthwash helps avoid unpleasant odors as it kills bacteria and keeps you fresh. Learn about the significance of the droplets on menstrual products if you're straight or bisexual. You don't want to be asking about that when your partner is on her menstrual cycle. Get a basic repair toolkit and a technology repair kit, as well as compressed air. 80% of repairs can be done safely at home with a couple of YouTube videos, Google searches, or Reddit threads. In addition to first aid, learn what to do if someone has an anaphylactic shock. Many people have allergies, and some don't even know about them, and an epinephrine autoinjector can be a literal lifesaver. Learn how to move on. There is no shame in stepping back from a fight. Street fights are absolutely unpredictable, and you will wish you didn't get seriously injured over an insignificant comment. The deceased person is the ultimate loser. That being said, if a confrontation is unavoidable, learn how to take a punch and basic self-defense. Here is a mixed bag of things. Story 13. You can divorce your wife, but never your kids. Stay in their lives and don't go scorched earth in the divorce proceedings. Lawyers will encourage you, but they just want their hourly wage. Suck it up and compromise so you stay in your kids' lives. The kids will feel if you hate her and she hates you. What an awful situation to put them in. Story 14. This probably won't get seen, but I'll give it a try anyway. Don't neglect your mental health. It doesn't get better after a certain age. It basically just piles up and becomes a big problem staring right in front of you, so to speak, and interferes with life. Go see a mental health counselor, psychologist, or psychiatrist and deal with what is bothering you. Story 15. To all the single fathers, learning how to do my daughter's hair. Ponytails, braids, and other styles. I'm not perfect at it, but it's kind of nice to know, I guess. Story 16. Learn to suppress your dislike for someone. Treat them with courtesy and respect. More than once, even very recently, my bacon was saved by a guy I despised. Now, with this COVID-19 situation going on, even more lines are being drawn. Everyone needs all the backup they can get. Story 17. Addition through subtraction. Sometimes, in order to improve your life in some way, you have to remove something else first. Whether that's a possession, negative thoughts, an unfortunate relationship, an ideal, a group of friends going nowhere in life, or an unproductive hobby or pastime. Fill the void with something that helps you grow or opens up new opportunities. Story 18. Basic auto maintenance. Most repair shops will charge $500 to $1,000 to change brake pads, and you can usually do it in your driveway for a fraction of the price. Story 19. Car insurance very often has roadside service included or available to be added for low cost. I pay something like $4 a year, and it has helped me repeatedly. Story 20. Cooler heads prevail. I've heard advice most of my life to the opposite, but for me, at least, keeping calm and rational, especially at work, makes your day less stressful and you make better connections. Not everyone is that way, nor will everyone be your friend. Being pushy or unpleasant might work for some people, but being respectful yet firm seems to be where it's at. Story 21. Get started exercising regularly and keep it up. You do not need to be an ultramarathoner, a bodybuilder, or a competitive swimmer, but you will have a better life overall. Story 22. Swimming. Speaking from experience. An uncle of mine drowned in the sea because he did not know how to swim. I want to learn swimming too, but I hate it. Story 23. You can use body powder on your testicles and inner thighs. It helps a lot with odor and getting swampy or sticky, and it feels great. I learned this from a coworker when I was 25 and have been telling other men about it anytime I think of it. You have to try it at least once. It's brilliant. Story 24. Not a male here, but guys, learn to cook. At least enough to keep you from starving yourself. My brother never learned to cook. Now he constantly runs to our dad begging for money to buy pre-made food. Know a couple of recipes that you like, know basic stuff like food conditions, how long to cook, how to prepare, etc. It's not that hard, I promise. Story 25. Not specific to men, but I think everyone should have some basic automotive maintenance knowledge. Even if it's not working on it yourself, there's no reason not to know how to check the basic things on a vehicle. Story 26. Validation from everyone is a rabbit hole that never brings satisfaction. It's okay to do something because you enjoy it, rather than focusing on what you can bring to the table for others to use as they will. Story 27. Anytime another human being, male, female, gay, straight, overweight, slender, unattractive, or attractive, shows interest in you or expresses attraction to you in some way, it is a wonderful and sweet compliment and should be handled as such. If you do not feel attracted in return, that is okay. A warm and sincere thank you and a polite decline is in order. Story 28. Take more pictures of yourself, family, friends, pets, and pretty much anything you might want to look back on in the future. I had a cat die about 2 years ago and realized I took almost no pictures of him. Luckily, my sister takes plenty of pictures of all our pets, so she had a lot. But the thought that I might have only 3 or 4 photos of a cat I had for 7 years hurt so much. Now I take photos all the time and save them to a USB every now and again so I don't lose them. Taking photos can be amazing, and if they bring up memories you don't like, you can always delete the ones that do. Story 29. Attention and time are the most important things you can give someone, so choose who you give them to wisely. If you're not getting it back, stop giving it. Story 30. Pay attention to your thoughts. Feeling down? You have probably been having bad thoughts all day. Having a great day? You probably have been having good thoughts. Story 31. If you ever find yourself feeling down about your physical appearance, just remember how attractive you find other people who are kind, funny, and genuine. Be like that. Story 32. We need to ditch the whole idea that homophobia is masculine. I'm 100% heterosexual, but I'm comfortable enough with my own sexuality that I can tell other men that they're good-looking or joke around about how sexy Jake Gyllenhaal is. Unfortunately, masculinity says that's gay and weird, and that's unacceptable. Story 33. Don't be afraid to talk to your doctor. I had low testosterone. I let it destroy my life for years. Talk to my doctor. It was a quick and easy fix. I could immediately tell that he has the low testosterone conversation twice a week. He knew exactly what I was going through. Felt amazing to get that off my chest. Felt even better to get it fixed. Maybe you're having issues with something else and you're scared to go talk to your doctor. Believe me, he's heard it all. Story 34. Take care of yourself, especially these two things: your teeth, your feet. Both of these parts of the body can be easily overlooked, but they get daily, constant use and wear. They can also lead to greater injuries or ailments over time. Neglecting your feet can lead to back problems, shoulder issues, and poor posture. Rotten teeth can result in an inability to chew properly, poor digestion, and bad breath, leaving you isolated. Pay attention to your feet and teeth. Story 35. If you are 30 years old or older, get your testosterone levels checked annually. It's always a good idea to get fasting blood work checked yearly, but testosterone is not part of the standard screening. I was low for years and never knew it until I got checked. I figured my fuzzy thinking, aches, pains, and general not feeling great was just a part of aging. Within a few hours of getting my first treatment, now every 2 weeks, I literally felt like I had rolled back from my 40s to my 20s again. It's not just about sex drive, it's about daily life. I've been on medical treatments, not off-the-shelf boosting products, from my 40s into my 50s, and I still feel unbelievably better than I did before I got tested. Seriously, brothers, get a doctor to confirm the numbers and get treated if you are on the low side of the scale. You will not believe how much better you think and feel. Story 36. I had to take first aid decades ago when I was in management at a restaurant. I've thought about taking it again just for the refresher, but never got around to it. As for me, professional etiquette. A lot of men might work in fields where that isn't required. Maybe you work in a factory, logging, or construction, and you are used to speaking and being spoken to in rough and insulting ways. That is your language. I get that. I've been there, and it isn't so much about hurting each other. It is a way to motivate someone to let them know you mean business. Get yourself together and get it done. But you cannot take that language into a bank and expect them to understand. I was in another discussion where someone was having issues with their investment bank, and he said to them over the phone, "Is this a bank or a fast food restaurant? And is this your version of my dog ate my homework?" This guy is trying to get them to transfer tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars of investments, and he is treating them like children. I work in professional services, and I can guarantee that will get you nowhere. I have positioned my business such that someone with that attitude would never get anywhere close to engaging with me. Professional etiquette requires you to keep cool under fire and stick to the facts, presenting your case in a reasonable way. Once you start letting the insults fly, the chances of getting what you want when you want to go down hard and fast. You are dealing with people, not machines. Story 37. Rub one off before making any serious decisions, and definitely if a woman is involved in any of those. Post-nut clarity is something only men can experience, which is a real eye-opener. Story 38. How to tie about 6 basic knots. Best knot advice ever. If you don't know a knot's name, it's just a tangle. Square knot, bowlin, munter hitch, clove hitch, taut line hitch, anchor bend. Story 39. I think one thing that has been personally helpful to me and would have done several friends a big favor is recognizing that romantic relationships need to meet 3 criteria to be a benefit and not a detriment in your life. Improve your relationship with your friends. If your friends don't like her, you'll soon have no friends. Improve your relationship with your family. If your family doesn't like her, they'll likely still be there for you, but it will probably never change. Even if your relationship with your family isn't perfect, a good partner should help improve it, even if that means adding healthy distance. Improve your relationship with yourself. She should be accepting of you, but should inspire that feeling you get when you have a crush on someone, always wanting to be a better person tomorrow than you are today. If you meet someone who meets all of these criteria, she's a keeper. Also, brush your teeth well and floss every day. You'd be amazed by what terrible things can develop from poor oral hygiene, and it's much worse than cavities. Lastly, learn the difference between not working and resting. Simply not working is not a substitute for rest. Mindless distractions like time on your phone or watching television are not restful and, in fact, contribute heavily to stress when you feel like you're behind. Focus instead on exercise or activity, quality food, and sleep.